Everybody, it's Gift back with your new episode of the Double Down Collection. If you're new to this channel, let me explain a little bit about what this video is going to be. At the beginning of every year, everybody usually has some goals that they want to do, some New Year's resolutions. Lose weight, get their life in order, try to be more healthy, try to exercise a little more. Well, I do have these goals myself, and obviously, let's face it, I kind of need it, especially the exercise part. I set a couple of different goals for this year, being 2024. I have decided to, double down on my video game collection, which means that I will be trying to get twice as much or collect at least the same amount of what I have right now, which at the start of this year was 137 video games. Now, I did have six systems. I'm not going to try to double down on that. To be honest, I just don't think it's possible, but I am going to try to reach that goal of the 300 video games, or the 274 at bare minimum. I'm going to shoot for 300. And so far, 2 to 3 weeks in, we've added quite a bit of video games. The first week we added about 8. The second week we added around 6. And last week we ended up with just 5 more. Well, it seems that the gaming was going to decline, but then I had a weekend like this. And yes, I hate to sound like one of those guys who were trying to get you to come see this spectacular fair, the come one, come all, come see the stupendous, the magnificent, this spectacle. I'm not trying to do that, but it is pretty exciting about how much stuff I actually did find, and actually found pretty cheap. Because that is one of the goals. Try not to break the bank. Try not to get yelled at. Try not to get essentially killed by my wife. So that was one of the goals. If you don't know, the other 3 goals was try to get a PlayStation 3, still working on that, and then trying to get at least 2 more GameCube titles. And I am shooting for Mario Kart's Double Dash, hence the name of the this challenge, and Luigi's Mansion #1 for the GameCube. Both around $80 to $100 games, so both decently hefty. I haven't got any of those, but what I did manage to do was pick up quite a few games, and we're going to go not only into the video games, but also the strategy guides, and I've got at least one video game figure that I want to show you. If you guys like the new additions, if you guys want to see more of them, let me know in the comments below, because I kind of like seeing everything that is related to video games. But I know there are some people who just want to see the video games themselves. So without further ado, without grandstanding anymore, let's get into this pile. Let's see what I got, and maybe hear a few stories. So now this first one, I am starting with the collection of the Wii. So this first one is Chicken Shoe. Now, there's a story behind this. It has no disc. So I actually got this. I was looking through their games. They're each, if you can see this, $5.99. I was like, all right, let's see what I can get. I was interested in this one. I was interested in one more, which you'll see a little bit later. This one didn't have a disc, so when I went up to buy the other one, I asked them if I could have this. They said yes. They just gave it to me. And then I ended up buying a loose disc copy of this game on eBay later on. It hasn't come yet, but I do look forward to completing this and add it to the collection. It looks kind of like fun. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek shooting chicken, with eggs, and which is rather hysterical. So looking forward to playing this. Second one I got last one I got for the Wii is Resident Evil 4, the Wii Edition. Now, I've heard this is really good, and I love the Resident Evil series, especially with Leon Kennedy being one of my favorite characters, and him maining in this game. I was looking forward to it. So, we'll move from the Wii now to the PlayStation, and I picked up 3 that probably most people already have, but it's one of the reasons why I actually started to want to play a PlayStation 3 or start collecting for a PlayStation 3 was this series. And I managed to get all 3 of them. Well, there's actually a 4th one, but I got 3 of them for, in my collection in 1 week. So really happy to get that. I have the special edition of Kingdom Hearts 1.5. It has the book. It has a really nice case, as you can see. It has some artwork and whatnot. It even has the inserts, and I think there might be like a sticker or something. So, really cool. Really glad to have this. The box is not the best shape. I really wish it was a little bit better, but I think this only cost me like $11, so not going to complain. It wasn't a bad deal. Then I got, of course, Kingdom Hearts 2.5. And, again, I can't say much more. Looking forward to playing this series. And if you guess, I got 1, I got 2, now I have 3. This time on Xbox One. Those were the only 2 PlayStation 3's games I actually picked up. But this Xbox One was one of the ones I'm looking forward to, maybe switching up the controllers and using my favorite, my favorite system. So I am looking forward to playing the PlayStation 3, but I'm still an Xbox One fan. So this next one I bought, I admit put it in. I played the crap out of it. This thing is fun, it's enjoyable, and that is Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Imagine playing D&D with someone whose favorite magazine is Guns and Ammo. That's this game. I mean, it's at least literally a 14 to 15-year-old girl starting up a Dungeons and Dragons game. She's very tongue-in-cheek. She's very potty humor. And her favorite magazine has to be Guns and Ammo because she adds guns and C4 and all that stuff, or Fantasy 4 as she calls it. And there's a lot of Star Wars references and movie references and Jurassic Park references and so many other references to this game that just makes it so much fun. I downloaded it. I cannot put it down. And I will say that the fact that the unicorn in this game is named Princess Butt Stallion just made me laugh. It really did. That one was probably one of my more pricey games at $15. Unfortunately, I overpaid a little bit, but for the enjoyment I'm getting out of it, I'm not going to complain. These next 2, I actually, they're a little bit of a story to these. I have been, if you watch my last episode, you know that I got a Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2 on PS3 for free, thanks to a thrift store employee who just gave me the game. Well, I went back to that store, a store that has been rather dry. It's had the same 10 games for the longest time. They're sports and they're Connect games. So not a lot that one would want. They're not even the more interesting Connect games. They're just like the sports ones. I was going to work, decided I had about 5 to 10 minutes, ran in, and sure enough, up on the shelf, there was the same crap. But just below it were 2 games I was not expecting to see. One, I've never seen, never heard of, and never heard anyone talk of. This was a complete blind buy. And just watching the gameplay on YouTube and hear people talk about it, I'm actually kind of glad I did. And that is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This game, it looks. If you watch the gameplay, this looks absolutely beautiful. To hear the people, it's a 10 out of 10. The graphics, the gameplay, the story. This is actually a sequel to a game. Again, I've never heard of, but was pretty well appraised or acclaimed. It got a lot of people buzzing, a lot of people talking about how good it was. I'd never heard of it. It is an Xbox One console exclusive, which, to be honest, this may actually be the first one I've seen besides the normal ones, the Halos and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to playing this one. I say I look forward to playing it, but it kind of reminds me of almost like a Final Fantasy type game where you have to build up your character, you have to earn special weapons, you have to earn special fighting, special moves, whatnot. It really doesn't sound like my type of game, but because it got so much praise, the graphics look amazing, the music, from what I understand, is supposed to be very, very good, and the chemistry of the game itself, I'm kind of looking forward to playing it. Will I keep it eventually? I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. I don't know if it's my type of game, but I'm at least give it a shot because so many people have sung the praises of this game. So definitely looking forward to that. Surprisingly enough, this one is worth about $18, and I picked it up for $2.50. And the other one that was right next to it was one that, to be honest, I don't have much high expectation. I like the characters in this game. I like the lore. I obviously loved the movies, and I have at least four or five shelves dedicated to this character. I'm not a big fan of the original games, and I know that's sacrilegious to a lot of people because it is such a big title, and that is Sonic Mania. To be honest, the original Sonic games I've never really enjoyed all that much. I've never really owned a Genesis before, or any of the other systems. I think the Game Gear was the only system I actually owned. And I've played many of the Sonic games through friends and family who did have Genesis. And to be honest, I wasn't a fan of them. The speed, the mechanics of the game weren't for me. But I decided to give this one a shot. They say it's kind of a perfect combination of the vintage nostalgia along with the new way of playing, so I am kind of looking forward to this. Plus, I don't have that many Sonic games. Now, I did get 2 in this 1 week, and 1 will be coming up soon. But still, it's one of those I don't know if I'm going to enjoy, but I wanted to add to the collection because of what the character that is Sonic, Knuckles, Tails. So this one this series. Next one is a series I have played many times, and we're going to go to the Xbox 360, and that is Gears of War. I have played pretty much all of these, and they are beautiful games, enjoyable games. And unfortunately, the disc case is broken. If you can see that, it's only got half a thing. I do need to get a new case. I bought one today, and it turned out to be horrible. But I got this in a lot of 3 for $20. This one actually being the least expensive one that I got. Now again, like I said, I love this story. I love this series. It is a great series. I am looking forward to playing it again. And it's kind of a must-have for one's collection. The other 2 that I got for that $20 was Super Street Fighter 10 with Tekken, or Tekken versus Street Fighter. This one, it looks beautiful. I love Street Fighter. I admit, fighting games are not at my best. They're not something I am very good at. But with these 2 iconic, I kind of wanted to grab them. Plus, part of this whole collecting games is to find ones and maybe broaden my horizon, get into things that I'm not comfortable with. So adding a couple fighting games is part of that. So this one is clean, really, really nice condition, complete. Again, it was 3 games for 20. And one game in this entire, if I bought it for just one game, I honestly could sell the other 2 and get rid of them. But since I didn't have any of them, it's all pretty good. I bought one, got 2 free. So that's the way it goes. The big one, that one's worth about 15 to 16, if I believe right. This next one is the heavy hitter of the 3. It is the one that, is worth about $20. And to be honest, it's one that I'm kind of really looking forward to. I remember this is actually a remastered version of the original. Now, the original came from the 64, one of the very first games I played on the 64. I'm looking forward to it. It's remastered. The levels are updated. The characters are updated. I can't say any more, and that is GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye Reloaded. I enjoyed the crap out of the GoldenEye game back on the 64. Again, it was one of those first ones I've played. It was so much fun. We actually got to the point where when we played Versus, we actually knew where, if someone was killed in a certain area, we knew where they were going to respawn. That was horrible for those who were dying all the time, like myself, but it was a fun game. And the story mode, if I remember right, was very, very engaging, and one of those ones that you could just play over and over again. So, for a $20 game, not bad. So, now, I told you I went to a thrift store where they gave me the chicken shoot, and I got one other game, and it's this one, Sega Superstar Tennis. Now this one is actually 2 games because it also has the arcade, Xbox Live Arcade in it. So it is actually technically 2 games. Really nice, complete. I actually bought it just for the Sega Superstar Tennis. I like the games like Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, all that kind of stuff. I am still hoping that this is going to be like that, enjoyable, fun, and, tennis isn't all that bad. So, one that I ordered, what was it, last week, but it didn't come until this week, was Dungeon Siege 3. I'm not good at these games, but I love them. The old hack and slash through a dungeon. I absolutely love them. This one came complete, even came with a little Dark Horse comic. Really good condition. This thing was, if I remember right, only about $6 on eBay. And it was just a spectacular find. I can't wait to play that one. I don't know much about the Dungeon Siege series. I actually am hoping it's more like Dark Alliance or that Untold Legend of the Dark Kingdom. I'm hoping it's that, or what was the other one that I actually had? I actually just sold yesterday. The Warcraft Chaos Bringer or something like that. It was a game that I accidentally bought for the Xbox X instead of the Xbox One, so I just sold it and ended up getting or trying to find an Xbox One copy. So this last one, it is definitely leased, but you know what? It's for a special reason that I got it. And I just realized it still has a sticker on it, so I've got proof of how much I paid for it. But it is Once Upon a Monster, a Kinect game. If you look right there, I spent $2.50 on it. Probably not worth much more than that, but I know my son, my oldest one, is a big fan of Cookie Monster and Elmo, so this was kind of a no-brainer. I want to start getting games that he can play when he's just a tad bit older. If you can get stuff that he actually likes, like there's a Paw Patrol game out there, there's this one, I want to be able to play something with him so that he'll enjoy it. Maybe break that ice of playing video games, having that father and son thing that we could do. Here it is. This is how, I plan on doing it. So, not bad. When I did buy this, I ended up buying another game, which was Blazing Angels for the Wii. Now, unfortunately, that was a mistake because I already had it on the 360, so I ended up selling that yesterday as well. Well, I had promised I'd go a little more into it, so I do have a few strategy guides. This one is Skylander Spyro's Adventure. It is the official guide for it. It originally came with a pretty big poster. Unfortunately, it is not in here, but that is the way it goes sometimes. I also picked up the Ultimate Handbook to Kingdom Hearts. Ended up finding these all at the same thrift store except for one. I got the World Building Games game on tips, cheats, and secrets. So, and I'm kind of looking forward to reading that. There was a box PC game that was at a thrift store that I went to today. It had no disc. The lady was just going to throw it away. There was a special book in it. I said, "Can I have that?" She goes, "Yes." And it is The Witcher 2 Assassins of King. It's the game guide. So just one of those ones you like to flip through. You like to check out the maps. And looks like someone even wrote some notes in there. So, yeah. Interesting. So, and then this last one I ended up getting at a local comic book store for about $5, and it is Dead or Alive 5. I absolutely love the Dead or Alive series. This one does come with the calendar that you can actually fold out. It's a good series. It's enjoyable, and I look forward to getting that. I like the Prima and the Bradley Games strategy guides. Those are really nice. And the last thing is actually a video game figure. I got this guy, which is a Space Marine from Warcraft. And although I know this is a tabletop game, they actually did have quite a few video games. So I'm going to count it as a video game figure. This is actually my third because I have I believe a mage, female mage, and then I have one of the evil, like zombie Marines. So, well, guys, that is it. That is my big haul today. I know it's not a lot to most people. I see people pull out 30, 40, 50, even 100 games in some hauls, but for me, this was pretty decent. And most of it would not be here if I hadn't taken some stuff in to get credit at a local video game and toy store that I went to. So it is nice to have one of these weeks every now and then. It keeps those, allows you to get a few things that you normally wouldn't get and really try to build up your collection. So, well, guys, again, that is it. Hopefully you guys had enjoyed this. Let me know if you liked the strategy guide and the figure section. I won't be doing it every week because I don't find them every week, but when I do, I'll throw them in if you guys liked it. If not, I'll just stick to the video games and we can move on from there. So, well, guys, as always, I've enjoyed you guys coming over, seeing my collection, seeing my room, and putting up with my ugly face for a while. So hopefully you have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.